2-3 in the second game of a 3-game set. So they officially lost the series. I was expecting a sweep this series, so that's very disappointing. I was expecting a lot of runs from us, and so far we've scored 5 in the last 2 games combined. So I thought we'd score 5 in one game alone. So it's been a lot of hard viewing when we're watching the hitting. It's just a lot of quick strikeouts, a lot of quick outs, not a lot of fighting like we usually see with the Tigers. It's just been a rough watch lately, but we can go over the box score here. Grossman 1 for 4 with a walk and an RBI single was his one hit. He got that in the third inning. That scored Hill. He kind of didn't do much in his last 2 at-bats, but you can't ask him to do well every at-bat. He did his job today, so good game from Grossman. Scope 0 for 4. Pretty rough day. He also grounded into a double play in the 7th after Baddoo got a leadoff walk, so that was a little bit of a rally killer. But we can get on to Miguel here. 3 for 4 with a double, a infield single, and then a single that loaded the bases. It really should have been a double, but Willie Peralta is so slow he couldn't get around third to home, which would have been a huge insurance run. It's kind of screwing us now, but we did not know that at the time. We'd only lose by 1 run. Candelario's next. He went 0 for 4. That's a third straight day without a hit from Candelario. That's really shocking. You don't really see one day without him getting a hit. And today he didn't even have a walk, so hopefully Candy can shape it up here in this last game of the series, and then the next series we have Haas 0 for 3 with a walk. Not a great game from Haas. I definitely think we should have played him in the field for 2 games. I was saying that in one of my pre-games. I'm hoping he plays the field tomorrow, left field I mean, and then Garneau can catch. We haven't seen Garneau in a while, and I think Haas just doesn't hit well when he catches. Goodrum 1 for 4 with a single. Pretty decent game from Goodrum. No problems really at shortstop, which is always a good game from Goodrum. Willie Castro was one of my prediction players. 2 walks, so that was a really good game, but he also had a double play. He grounded into that in the 6th, so he also got subbed out for Harold Castro. So that seems to happen a lot. Or he got subbed out for Baddoo, sorry. He seems to get subbed out in the 6th inning a lot of games, so maybe they're just not liking his swings or approaches at the plate. Harold Castro pinch hit in the 9th. He got a leadoff single to start the 9th, and we couldn't get anything off it, but decent pinch hitting performance from Harold. You can't expect him to hit a homer, but the single was his job, and he did it. Derek Hill 1 for 4 with a RBI triple, and he also made a great defensive catch the out prior. So he had a really good game today. He didn't really do much in his last 3 at-bats, but we really quieted down after that 1 inning of runs. We didn't have many base runners. It was just a rough watch after that 3rd inning. The last batter we got here we have 2 more. Willie Peralta, he walked, and he also grounded into a fielder's choice, so that's a good game from the pitcher. If you can get a walk from the pitcher, that's huge. So Akil Baddoo, walk and a strikeout. That walk was started a rally in the 7th that we couldn't complete, so that kind of sucks, but we can get into the Pirates lineup here. So first off, I'll get into my predictions. I picked Colin Moran. He went 1 for 2 with a walk and a RBI single, I believe it was. And then my second it was a sac fly, sorry, not a single. And then my second prediction was Hoy Jum Park. That was a whiff, 0 for 4. Something I do want to talk about the Pirates is I am so surprised by this bullpen. They really don't have many bad bullpen arms here. Like Bender is disgusting. Cole looked really good. Stratton looked really good. Sam Howard looked But I don't expect this team to be a 50-win team. I guess their lineup is pretty bad, but they fight. They're a scrappy team, and I can see them being good in the next couple of years. But Dylan Peters shocked me today. He looked pretty damn good. I knew Bednar was going to look good after seeing him pitch against us yesterday. But, Dylan Peters blew me away today. He didn't have a great line, but just some of the strikeouts he had, he was catching. He had a lot of quick innings, too. He just had that one really stressful inning in the third, but other than that, he dominated us, which is not good to see if you're a Tigers fan. So some things I think we could have done to win the game. I don't know why we kept Alex Lanin. He seems to pitch a lot of, after he had the runners on base, of course. He seems to pitch a lot of pitches every inning, and I feel like it's okay to let him go past like 18 if there's no runners on base. But if there's runners on base, you shouldn't be letting him pitch past 20. Take him out when he has 2 outs and bring in someone else, because once again, another bullpen arm screwed us because our starter couldn't go very long, and we have to use such a bulk of the bullpen every day. We had to use Lane. I'm pretty sure we used him pretty recently as well, so just an unfortunate outing. I still really like Lane. I'm not going to hold a grudge on him for losing us this game. He's still a great pitcher, and I'm hoping he doesn't get sent down because of this. So some roster changes we had today before the game. We called up Brian Garcia and Drew Hutchinson, and then Joe Jimenez went to the COVID list, and I believe someone else got injured. I cannot remember the other person, but we have 2 new pitchers up. Or Drew Hutchinson was up a couple weeks ago, so I'm hoping we use him as like a stretch guy, like third inning through like 5th or 6th. I don't want to see him starting games, but you never know what Hinch is going to use these guys for. And Brian Garcia is not someone I wanted to see at all. He was probably one of my least favorite Tigers to watch pitch. He's not good. He hangs a lot of pitches, too many mistake pitches for 1 inning. Like, usually when a starter will go 7 innings, he'll pitch 6 to 7 mistake pitches, and you just got to get away with them. Brian Garcia will pitch 6 to 7 mistake pitches in 1 inning, and he's not going to get away with it. It's just, he's not a good pitcher. I don't know why we don't get like Foley back up, or there must be something with he might not be able to come back up and down again or something, so we might just need to use a bullpen arm to eat innings. But I'm sure none of us are really happy to be seeing Brian Garcia be coming back up. I wonder if Jake Rogers will be coming back up, because he's a huge part to this team, I believe, especially with Haas. I think we're putting too much of a load on Haas as of late, and he's catching too much. He used to get like every other series 2 off days, because Jake would catch 2 games in a row multiple times. Now he's playing 3 games every series, if not catching at least 2 of them, sometimes catching all 3. So I'm hoping Jake can come back for these last like 15 games here, and then we can let the load get off Haas so his season numbers don't look so bad. Because if you really look at Haas's production, like, don't get me wrong, 20 homers is amazing, but his on-base percentage is really, really bad. It's in like the 280s. He just doesn't bat well from the catching position as well. If you look at his splits, there's just a couple problems there with Haas solely being the number 1 catcher and not having a good enough backup that you can be confident enough to play multiple times a series. So I'm hoping Jake Rogers can come back soon. I don't remember if I went over Miggy already. He was one of my prediction players, and he went 3 for 4, so that was a decent one. We pinch ran him for Victor Reyes, but nothing ever came of that, so that was pretty irrelevant. But I will be back for the pregame tomorrow. I'm hoping we can at least take 1 game. If we get swept by the Pirates, that's embarrassing, man. I mean, we probably won't even get 70 wins if we get swept by the Pirates, but let's hope we can get the win tomorrow, and I will be back then.